On a continuous basis. The teacher continually demonstrates expertise and leads others to determine and develop a variety of all of these strategies, but to develop a variety of strategies and instruments that are valid and appropriate for the content and student populations, and guide students to monitor and reflect their academic progress. Look what's in bold print. What does that say?
So the only way you can get that level is like if you are a department head or someone in a leadership position.
We've talked about this a lot. It's taking it to that next level, being that role model. How are you helping others obtain this same knowledge? How are you sharing the wealth, is what they're saying. But we had a good discussion about this in our trainings, because sometimes you can be on that leadership team and you don't do anything. So it may not be the person on the leadership team. It may be the person that Ms. Gilbert says, hey, go down the hall and see Ms. Jones. She has some really good ideas. And Ms. Jones doesn't mind sharing that and presenting out. It's being that role model, that teacher leader. I'm sorry.
I was just going to repeat that. It can be more than just
department
chair or department head, but if you're going to workshops, if you go to theater and you come back and
present,
you're probably the only theater teacher here, or you're the only band teacher here. But if you go to something that you just thought was phenomenal and you shared it out with the faculty,
and you share it out,
that moves you toward, that doesn't mean you stay in the exemplary phase, but that moves you up toward the exemplary phase.
Right.
And the whole idea behind the levels is that this is a growing model. You ask how come that teacher is there? It could be at the level 1, this is a brand new teacher.
Right.
And boy, our colleges do not prepare our teachers for the students that they are faced to teach.
Well,
and so they could start out at level 1, but that doesn't mean they're going to stay there.
Right.
Somebody's going to work with them to keep them going.
Right. It may be that when you're in the formative assessment and they come back and review, like she said, you're at level 1. So you see that you're doing this in an inadequate way. But like she said, it's a growth process. How do we grow? It's perfectly okay. You know, a lot of people feel, oh, level 2, that's the worst thing. But it's a growth, this whole thing is a growth process. So how do you have that conversation and get to that level 3? Here again, your expected performance is where?
3.
Level 3. It's all a growth. Just like you said, you want to bump it up to that level 4, then how can you be a role model? How can you share that knowledge? That's how you get to level 4. There's everything in in level 3, and then the role model piece. So it's not necessarily just, the department head or anyone like that. But you do have to show where you're trying to be a role model. Any other comments on the rubric for Standard 5? All right, let's look at the rubric for Standard 6. Here again, you're going to see some things that are similar, but again, each standard has its own unique rubric, but you will see some consistency. This is for assessment uses. Here again, let's go to level 3 because it is the expected performance level. You see the same word, in bold print. What's the key word? It's done on a consistent basis. Teacher consistently gathers, analyzes, and does what? Uses. And you all have given excellent examples of how you use it. So they use the data on a consistent basis to do your progress monitoring, measure your growth, inform your content. This is all consistently. Look at your key term for level 1. What stands out? They don't do it. Teacher does not gather, analyze, or use the relevant data to measure student progress or inform instructional practices. They don't do it. Level 2, what's the key term? They do it, but it's on a what? Inconsistent basis. That's going to be your key term there. And then level 4, here again, is level 3 plus what? It's done on a what? Continuous basis. And what do you have to do for level 4 once again?
Be a role model.
Be a role model. So how could you take this one and bump it up? For assessment uses, if you wanted to do that level 4.
Share an idea, what you have.
Exactly. Anything else? How would you document that?